Okay, let's see if we can talk about this in terms that some of you will be able to understand, okay? So back in the day when Jesus came the first time, we have verses like John 18:36 here, where he says, "My kingdom is not of this world." What were they trying to do? They were trying to force him to be king, right? Like, you're here, you're Messiah, it's time, you need to redeem us, you need to kick the Romans out, you need to make us free. John 6:15 says that he withdrew when people wanted to try to force him to be the king, right? Luke 23:21 shows that he refused this role. His first coming was focused on redemption. He was the lamb being led to the slaughter, right? While his future second coming is when he would be returning to his final kingdom on earth as the King of Kings. But guess what? Was everybody telling him he should be doing one thing and telling him how it should go and telling him that it needs to happen this way before? Yeah. Was everybody a little confused about what was going on? Yeah. Did they not really understand what he was dying on the cross? How in the world can God die? How does that happen? Yeah, they were kind of confused about that, right? But guess what? Jesus didn't do what people thought he was going to do the first time he came to the earth, folks. Why do you insist that he will do things the way you think he should during the rapture? Did his word say he was going to be king then? No. His word said he was going to be a suffering servant, right? Isaiah 52:13 through 53:12. However, no one wanted to look at that, did they? Well, there's nothing new under the sun today either. His word says that God has to tell a prophet, Amos 3:7, before he does anything on the earth. His word also says that the bridegroom, or master in a lot of these parables, will be delayed, but no one wants to look at his word now either, do we? We don't want to look at Matthew 25:5 that says the bridegroom is going to be delayed. What about Habakkuk 2:3? It says he's going to be delayed, but it's not going to be too much longer. Hebrews 10:37, you want some New Testament to say it too? Yep, there's going to be a delay. What about Ezekiel 12:28? It says, you guys keep saying that these prophecies are never going to come true and I'm not going to fulfill them and all this stuff. Well, you just wait and see. That's what that one says. Okay? Now, I'm paraphrasing, of course, here, but you kind of get the drift, right? This wouldn't be the first time that the world was fooled by what God has decided to do. But some of y'all think you just know better than God how he's going to run his rapture and how this thing's going to go down, even though his word says he's going to be delayed. Nobody wants to look at it now either, do we? We just want to run around and act like false prophets ourselves and throw stones at the real prophets over here, the one that's doing the predicting of the dates. And the other one over here that's trying to tell you, hey, you need to back off, you're doing the wrong thing, Daddy God's got a different plan here, and you won't listen to it. Well, that's fine, but listen, last time there wasn't a whole lot laying on the line, was there? This time there is, because you know what? There's a little secret rapture thing that you guys have got all wrong, okay? He's got to be a prophet, folks. Amos 3:7 says he's got to be a prophet. And don't tell me this business about, that was the Old Testament, and now in the New Testament, Jesus says that no one's going to know the day or hour. Well, honey, God's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Did you forget that one too? I mean, what are y'all doing over there? You making up all kinds of doctrines in your own imaginations. You don't have a clue what's going on. Not one clue. And the people that do have a clue are trying to tell you guys that are clueless over there what's going on, and you won't listen to us either. Even if we're in a prophetess role or a prophet role, you won't listen to the prophets either. Because you think you know everything and you don't. They didn't know it either, guys. They didn't know it. They didn't understand why Jesus wasn't king. They thought he was going to rescue them. They thought he was going to have his kingdom on earth because they skipped over a whole bunch of verses that said what? They said he was going to be a suffering servant. I mean, he wasn't going to be king then. He was going to be a suffering servant here. I mean, what's going on? There's some stuff in the Psalms about that too. Well, you guys are doing the same thing now. Well, the rapture is supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen on a certain day. And when that day comes and goes, it's supposed to happen. And it better happen or we're going to throw stones at the prophet. No, you're not. Because these verses down here say that he's going to be delayed. It says he's going to be delayed, folks. This happened before. There's nothing new under the sun today either. There's nothing new under the sun. Prophet has to come forward. Bridegroom master will be delayed. Y'all better get on it with your little apologies and your little amends, especially you guys in the Watchman community, because the ark's about to leave and you're going to get left down here for your unbelief and calling God a liar, because his word right here says it's going to be delayed. His word right here says he's going to tell a prophet. And none of you are the wiser because you think you're so smart. But you're not. Because you're not listening to his voice, or he would tell you, like the clean bride side over here and the prophetess lady that's trying to talk some sense into you would say, back off. You don't have no clue what you're doing over there right now. No clue whatsoever. And you're going to say, well, you don't have any love. Why are you talking to us like this? Well, because, Elijah over there, you know how he was taunting the prophets of Baal, saying, well, what's the matter? Is your God taking a nap? Is he taking a leap? Maybe he's gone on a trip. Because God is going to mock you, folks. Proverbs chapter 1, go read it. I keep saying it. Nobody wants to read it. He's going to laugh at you. He's going to say, hey, didn't I say in my word right here I was going to be delayed? I mean, didn't I tell you little stories called parables so that the wise virgins could figure it out? And you don't want to look at that either, do you? You just want to run around, beat your chest out like, I know everything, and I know who God's talked to, and I know who's a real prophet, and I know who's not. You don't know squat. You don't know squat. What you better know is you better be getting on your face over there and repenting to your Father, or he's going to leave you down here. You're going to be the one banging on the door of Noah's Ark, going, Lord, Lord, let me in. What's wrong? I'm a watchman. I prophesy. I did this. I did that. Well, guess what? You didn't read the word, and you don't hear his voice apparently, because a lot of you watchmen community are probably looking at porn. Okay, I'm just going to say it. You're probably looking at porn and you can't hear him anymore. And that's your little secret sin. And you got your little churchy side and then you got your little evil side over there. And that's why none of you guys are figuring it out. I mean, you got some kind of sin there that's making you not be able to hear his voice. And I'm guessing it's probably the one that's most prevalent right now, right? But guess what? If you don't get that sin out of your life, you're going to go to this little place called outer darkness and you ain't coming to heaven, period. You're not coming to heaven. You're going to be in outer darkness with the hypocrites. Go read in the book of Matthew, and you will see that comes up very often in these parables, which are knowledge is increasing. Daniel 12:4. The parables are prophecy, folks. They're coming alive right before our eyes, and nobody wants to look there either to find out what's going to happen next. But I can tell you that the wicked servants over there, the watchman community, and all of you brothers and sisters in Christ over here beating up on the people saying, nobody can ever know when he's coming. Well, this right here says it can. I'm sorry. You're wrong. Been taught wrong. Satan in the seminaries. I'm just going to start saying it like that. Satan is in the seminaries and in the churches, and he's got his little sly snake tongue whispering in all of your ears, telling you lies and saying, well, you don't have to listen to this at Amos 3:7. That's from the Old Testament. Oh, really? Did Jesus not say, like, I come not to do away with the Old Testament. I came to fulfill it, right? He's not going to do away with the law and the prophets. He's going to fulfill it. Is Amos not a prophet, yo? I think he was. Minor prophet. Hey, minor doesn't mean you don't have to read it, okay? It just means it's a short little book. It doesn't mean you don't have to read Amos 3:7. You do. You do have to read it. You do have to obey it. You do have to be aware of it. You have to be aware he's going to be delayed, that he's the master in the parables. Do y'all not know that Jesus is the master? When the master returns, do y'all not know he's the master? He's the master. And when he finds you beating up on your fellow servants and hanging out with the drunkards, those unbelievers over there mocking God and baptizing their cats and talking about, when's this rapture business going to be over? I'm tired of this. Well, he's going to throw you into outer darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. And then one of them says he's going to cut you into bits. I would be afraid of that. There is an Old Testament story about somebody getting cut up into bits. I'd be real afraid of that right about now if I were you. But let's just remember, he didn't do things the way that they thought he was going to before. So why do you think that, when this was his second coming, he's going to be a king, right? The first coming, he's going to do this. What's he going to do? He's going to be a servant who's going to suffer, right? He's the suffering servant. Why do you think you're going to tell God how he's going to do his rapture? Might want to think about that. He didn't do it the way that you thought he was going to do it the first time, and he's not doing it the way that you think he's going to do it the second time you're either with the rapture business. So I'm just going to leave it there.